Hello and welcome to another review from You Can Lose the Weight. Today we are reviewing the Precor line of treadmills and asking the question, should you buy one? Okay, so let's take a look at the ins and outs of Precor. Now, this is a brand that you definitely have probably come across if you've ever been in a gym or at a hotel, because they are the popular choice in exercise equipment for those places. What they're known for is for being simple yet high quality machines. So you don't get a lot of the needless bells and whistles that you get on a lot of the other treadmills, but what you do get is an extremely reliable machine. Now, they've got the home division, which probably applies to you more, and they've also got the commercial division, as mentioned before. Most importantly, they come in 5 different home models, the 9.23, the 9.27, the 9.31, the 9.33, and the 9.35, with the 9.33 and the 9.35 being the premium home series models. These treadmills range in price from about $1,800 to about $5,700, and we'll get into it a little bit later what the difference is there. Okay, so doing a quick model comparison. Now, number one with treadmills, you always want to know what horsepower the motor has. For Precor treadmills, they are all in the 3.0 range. They top out at 12 miles per hour in terms of speed. All of the treadmills have a 0% to 15% incline, which is quite common, except for the top model, the premium 9.35, which has a 2% decline as well, so something to consider. A great function of Precor treadmills is they all have heart rate monitoring, and the chest strap is included, which isn't always the case. If you want to know what the difference is between these models, especially when you're considering the price, the main differences are in the type of console. The 931 to the 935 have the sort of the brilliant color LED display, whereas the lower end models have the simple LCD display. Also, the higher end machines like the 933, the 935, even the 931, they've got more preset programs and more telemetry readouts, so you get a little bit more detail in terms of your performance on the machine. Finally, the last thing that you always want to consider is the level of shock and support. So the higher you go, the more expensive the machine is, but the more shock and cushioning you get, and it's a bit better for joints. So that's always something to consider. Now, any drawbacks with this line of treadmills? Of course, there's always a few things with every model. With these particular machines, one complaint is that when you are stopping the machine, so if you're running along and you want to stop, rather than have a smooth deceleration, there is a bit of a jarring motion, so you have to keep that in mind when you're running, because if you're really cooking along and you stop it, you could basically run right into the end of the machine, so something to consider. Also, warranty-wise, they do have long warranties. The lower machines have a 5-year warranty, and the premium machines have up to a 10-year warranty, which is great. However, when you have a problem, you need to get a technician to come in and diagnose what the problem is, and that diagnosis costs you money. So you can't expect not to pay anything, because when you do the diagnosis, they do charge you for it. So, small drawback. Having said that, they're pretty reliable, so chances are you won't need somebody to come in and look at it anyways. Okay, so how do you decide which model is right for you? Just like anything, when you buy anything, you need to decide what your budget is. So have an idea of what you're willing to pay, and then make the decision over which of the features that are offered are important to you. For example, do you need an LED display? Do you plan on using the preset programs? And if so, which programs are right for you, and how many options do you need? How much cushioning do you need? If you're used to running on the street, then maybe you don't need as much cushioning, and you can choose a lower level machine. However, if you're a bit heavier, or if you've got bad knees, you might need more cushioning, so you would want to spend a little bit more money and go for one of the higher end machines. These are the factors that all determine which is the best fit for you. One thing we'll say is that if user profiles are important for you, the thing about Precor is that generally speaking, with the lower end machines, they don't remember the work that you've done in the past. They just remember, your vital information like height and weight and stuff like that. So you'll have to buy the expensive model for that. The same goes for the personal best tracker. If you want to keep track of your personal best, you'll need to buy one of the more expensive machines as well. And one last thing to think about is if there's a lot of people in your family who are using it and you want it to remember several user profiles, the lower end machines will only give you either no profiles or maybe one profile, whereas the higher end machines you get multiple, up to 5-6 profiles. So always something to consider. Okay, so this has been a review of the Precor line of treadmills. Now, if you really want to find out which treadmill is the best for you, there is a button at the bottom of your screen which you should click right now, because there is a side-by-side comparison chart which will show you all the little details and how each treadmill is different from the next, and will really give you a great idea of which of these treadmills is best for you. This has been another review from You Can Lose the Weight. Go ahead and click the button now, and thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.